Alright guys, here we go. The moment a lot of you have been waiting for. Apple's next big iPhone refresh, the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max, are shaping up to be much bigger upgrades than anyone expected. At first, most people thought the iPhone 17 series would just be a minor refinement after the iPhone 16 line. Maybe a few cosmetic changes, a chip bump, and that's it. But now that the leaks are piling up, and especially after the September 9th Apple event invites dropped, it's clear that Apple is preparing something different this time. Something that could finally justify upgrading even if you already own an iPhone 15 Pro or iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, before diving in, let's get one thing straight. This isn't just another leak roundup. What I'm about to break down are 12 massive upgrades that insiders, analysts, and even some pretty reliable Apple leakers have been pointing to. And when you connect the dots, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max start to look like the most significant iPhone redesign since Apple went from the iPhone X to the iPhone 11 Pro. So if you're curious about new materials, a completely redesigned cooling system, huge battery improvements, a game-changing display, and camera upgrades that rival Pro cameras, you're in the right place. This is the most complete deep dive on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max you'll find right now. Apple has been on a design consistency streak for years. Ever since the iPhone 12 introduced flat edges, every Pro model has looked pretty similar, with only small tweaks: titanium on the iPhone 15 Pro, slightly thinner bezels on the iPhone 16 Pro, and so on. But now, with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, we're hearing something bold. Apple might actually ditch titanium in favor of an all-aluminum chassis. Now, that's huge news because Apple has always reserved premium materials like stainless steel or titanium for the higher-end Pro iPhones. Aluminum has traditionally been used on the base models like the iPhone 13, 14, and 15. But this time, insiders claim Apple will go with a solid aluminum body that includes not just the frame, but also the camera bump and the rear chassis. Why would Apple do this? Two big reasons. Heat management. Aluminum is better at dissipating heat compared to titanium, and with the new A19 Pro chip and advanced AI workloads expected on the iPhone 17 Pro series, keeping the device cool is critical. Weight reduction. Aluminum is significantly lighter than titanium. And while titanium was a step forward in reducing weight compared to stainless steel, aluminum could make the iPhone 17 Pro feel shockingly light for its size, possibly lighter than even the non-Pro iPhones. Now, here's the catch. If Apple uses aluminum, will it still feel premium? That's the million-dollar question. Because when you pick up an iPhone Pro, you expect it to feel more solid and luxurious than the standard iPhone. Apple will need to pull out all the stops with finishes, colors, and coatings to make sure this new material doesn't feel like a downgrade. And speaking of finishes, this aluminum chassis may also open the door for bolder new colors. Unlike titanium, which limited how much color Apple could infuse, aluminum could make vibrant shades possible again. Rumors are already pointing to an orange Pro model, which we'll get into later. But for now, the design shift alone is going to change the identity of the Pro lineup in a big way. Imagine this: a lighter, cooler iPhone that doesn't burn your hand during long gaming sessions, doesn't weigh down your pocket, and still feels high-end. That's the promise of Apple's new design language for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. One of the biggest signs that Apple is taking the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max seriously is in how much engineering effort they're putting into performance and cooling. Let's talk about that Apple event invite for a second. You may have noticed the abstract animation that looked almost like a thermal scan or heat map. That wasn't just artistic flair. A lot of analysts are convinced it was Apple hinting at one of the headline hardware upgrades, a vapor chamber cooling system. Now, what does that mean for you as an iPhone user? Well, vapor chamber cooling is a tech that's been used for years in gaming PCs and high-end Android flagships. It works by spreading heat more evenly across the phone's internals, instead of letting one hot spot, like the processor, get boiling while the rest stays. Cool. The result is a phone that can run at full power for much longer without throttling down. For gamers, this is a dream. Imagine playing Genshin Impact or Call of Duty Mobile for hours without your phone cooking your hands or tanking performance halfway through. For power users, this means editing videos, using AI features, or multitasking heavily without your iPhone slowing down. And that brings us to the brain of this phone, the A19 Pro chip. Apple's A-series chips are already the most powerful mobile processors in the world, but the A19 Pro is rumored to focus heavily on efficiency, AI workloads, and GPU improvements. If you've noticed, Apple has been pushing harder into AI-powered photography, voice features, and on-device intelligence. The A19 Pro, combined with vapor chamber cooling, means Apple can unlock new AI and AR capabilities without worrying about heat or battery drain. But there's another big shift: RAM. The iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max had 8 GB of RAM. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to get 12 GB of RAM, which is a massive jump. RAM may not sound exciting, but it directly affects how many apps you can keep open, how smoothly you can edit large video files, and how well your device handles AI-driven features. For the first time, iPhone Pro models will have desktop-like levels of memory, and that pairs perfectly with Apple's AI future. So when you put it all together, A19 Pro chip plus vapor chamber cooling plus 12 GB of RAM, you're looking at an iPhone that doesn't just perform faster in short bursts, but can sustain high performance for hours. This is the most pro leap Apple has made in years. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to pack a $5,000 mAh battery, the biggest battery Apple has ever put into an iPhone. Compare that to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which had around $4,700 mAh, and you start to see how significant this is. On top of that, Apple's software optimizations in iOS 19 will squeeze even more hours out of this larger cell. For the iPhone 17 Pro, the bump won't be as dramatic, but you can still expect a noticeable improvement. And here's the kicker: the combination of a bigger battery, aluminum body for better heat dissipation, and vapor chamber cooling means less power wasted, which translates directly into more screen-on time. But it doesn't stop there. Charging is finally getting an upgrade. Multiple leaks suggest that the iPhone 17 lineup could support 35W wired charging, nearly double what the iPhone 15 and 16 Pro models offered. That means you can top up your Pro Max in nearly half the time. And then there's reverse wireless charging. Yes, we've been hearing this rumor for years, but this time it feels more realistic than ever. Imagine dropping your AirPods Pro 3 case or Apple Watch on the back of your iPhone 17 Pro and watching them charge wirelessly. That's not just convenient, it's part of Apple's strategy to make your iPhone the central hub of your entire ecosystem. So to sum it up, bigger batteries, faster wired charging, and finally wireless reverse charging. Apple is addressing one of the biggest complaints iPhone power users have had for years. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are rumored to feature a scratch-resistant, anti-reflective display coating. This is something Apple's competitors like Samsung have been doing for a while, and it's about time Apple caught up. If you've ever used a phone with anti-reflective glass, you know how much of a difference it makes outdoors. Instead of tilting your phone constantly to avoid glare, the screen stays readable even under bright sunlight. And the scratch resistance means fewer micro scratches from keys, dust, or even wiping your phone with a less than perfect cloth. Apple is reportedly using tech similar to its nano texture glass from the Pro Display XDR, but refined for durability. Combined with the already insane peak brightness levels Apple hit on the iPhone 16 Pro models, the iPhone 17 Pro's screen is going to be the most usable and durable display Apple has ever shipped. In short, this isn't just about higher resolution or refresh rate. It's about real-world usability improvements that make your iPhone last longer and look better. Multiple analyst reports say Apple is preparing to raise prices on the Pro and Pro Max models by around $50 in the US. This is due to component costs, tariffs, and the sheer scale of upgrades this year. If you're buying the Pro Max, you're not just paying for size anymore. You're paying for real hardware advantages like the telephoto zoom and massive battery. By focusing on cooling and performance, Apple is preparing iPhones for the next wave of AI-driven apps and AR experiences. With the bigger batteries and faster charging, Apple is addressing one of the loudest user complaints. The camera upgrades are setting the stage for iPhones to compete with dedicated cameras in more scenarios, and the new design and materials show that Apple isn't afraid to break tradition when it benefits performance and usability. This is why many analysts are calling the iPhone 17 Pro series the biggest iPhone leap since the iPhone X. From a new aluminum design and vapor chamber cooling, to a 5000 mAh battery, anti-reflective display, 48 megapixel telephoto lens, 12 GB of RAM, 35W charging, and even a bold orange color option. This is shaping up to be one of the most exciting iPhone launches in years.